In 1914, Bertrand Russell stands amidst the chaos of London, witnessing the grim aftermath of World War I. The sight of wounded soldiers and headlines screaming of destruction ignites his lifelong pacifist philosophy. Russell, a mathematician and philosopher, realizes the absurdity of war, where logic and humanity are the first casualties. This moment marks the birth of his relentless campaign against violence, driven by a belief that reason must prevail over brute force. Retreating to his study, Russell channels his despair into words. Under the flickering light of an oil lamp, he drafts essays like Why Men Fight, arguing that war stems from irrational fears and outdated institutions. His pen becomes his weapon, as he meticulously dissects the psychological and political roots of conflict. These writings lay the groundwork for his later works, blending sharp logic with a profound empathy for humanity's suffering. At Cambridge University, Russell delivers a bold lecture condemning militarism. Students in early 1900s attire listen intently, some nodding in agreement, others scowling at his radical ideas. He challenges the glorification of war, urging critical thinking over blind patriotism. This speech cements his reputation as a fearless intellectual, unafraid to confront authority. Yet, it also draws the ire of government officials, setting the stage for his eventual persecution. In 1918, Russell's activism lands him in prison. Confined to a cold cell, he continues writing, smuggling out essays on scraps of paper. His imprisonment becomes a symbol of the price of dissent in wartime. Despite isolation, his resolve hardens. He reflects on the paradox of being jailed for advocating peace. This experience deepens his commitment to challenging oppressive systems, even at personal risk. From prison, Russell corresponds with global thinkers like Einstein and Virginia Woolf. Their letters, sealed with wax, traverse borders, weaving a web of intellectual resistance. These exchanges reveal a shared vision, using reason to combat nationalism and violence. The guards' hands delivering the letters symbolize both censorship and the unstoppable spread of ideas. This network becomes the foundation for post-war peace movements. The 1920s bring fragile optimism. Russell attends Geneva conferences, advocating nuclear disarmament as Europe rebuilds. Maps of the continent cover tables, and diplomats debate ways to prevent future wars. His proposals, though idealistic, inspire a generation weary of bloodshed. Yet, beneath the surface, tensions simmer. Rising fascism and economic instability threaten to undo this progress, foreshadowing darker days ahead. August 1945, Russell reads of Hiroshima's destruction, his hands trembling over the newspaper. The mushroom cloud photo haunts him, confirming his worst fears. Technology has outpaced humanity's moral growth. Combining grief with urgency, he resolves to prevent nuclear annihilation. This moment galvanizes his later efforts, leading to the Pugwash movement, where scientists and leaders confront the ethical dilemmas of the atomic age. In 1957, Russell orchestrates the first Pugwash Conference in Nova Scotia. Cold War adversaries, scientists from the USSR and US, meet at a round table, chalkboards filled with equations behind them. Tense handshakes and guarded smiles mask deep ideological divides. Yet, the dialogue begins. Russell's vision of science in the service of humanity starts here, proving that even in the nuclear shadow, cooperation is possible. In 1950, Russell receives the Nobel Prize in Literature for his writings championing peace and humanism. At the Stockholm ceremony, his speech echoes through the Grand Hall. Love is wise. Hatred is foolish. The gold medal symbolizes not just personal achievement, but global recognition of philosophy's power to shape history. Yet, even in triumph, he knows the fight is far from over. The Cold War looms larger than ever. In the 1960s, an elderly Russell watches Vietnam War protests on a black and white TV. His wheelchair by the window frames a life spent battling violence, now witnessing new generations take up the cause. The cycle feels unbroken. War persists, but so does resistance. As the camera fades to WWI imagery, his legacy endures, a reminder that peace is not a destination, but a relentless collective struggle.